good example of this one. I come across this one a lot, but it is a very good example of this because over in Romans chapter 8 and verse 1, the majority text still holds to the incorrect version of this. And they base that not upon the quality of the manuscripts, but upon the quantity of the manuscripts. And that's not, you got to be careful with that. So here even in the New King James, it says, there is therefore now no condemnation to those who are in Christ Jesus. Now that's technically where the verse stops in the original, and there is very good evidence to show that it stops there. The rest of it was added later. It was actually added from the Vulgate and translated back into the Greek, and that began to impact some of the Byzantine manuscripts because it was translated back into the Greek in this case. And really, what they did was they took, I wouldn't really say translated back in. I mean, it came from the Vulgate, but they actually took the Greek from verse 4 and moved it up and copied it. And that's one of the areas that we will, as we're examining internal truth, we're going to look at that and we're going to see, oh, the scribe skipped a line on accident in a manuscript or something like that. We then need to, of course, examine internal evidence, comparing books, comparing authors. You know, the book of Hebrews does not have an author, but as I learn and study Greek, I see Paul's fingerprints all over the book. And it's quite interesting how authors, and it's the same thing for us today, authors write in a certain way. They have a certain pattern. They use certain words. This is just the way they tend to, well, all of us tend to function this way. Well, you can see that. You can see where there's a comparison. So if you have an issue where you're like, well, I'm not sure if he's saying that, and you look at other books and he's got generally the same phrase, but he's saying it in a different way, I'd be like, that's not really the way he actually says that normally. Now, again, that's comparing words with words, and this is more in the Greek.